So when Dubai Bling happened and I started getting hate, because you get love and you get hate. I think everyone gets that. So I didn't cry, you know, because I've been through that before. I didn't cry, but it hurt me.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Who's the diva of them all?
Oh my God.
Can it be anyone other than Diva Dee? Welcome
to Higher
Higher Take.
Thank you for having me, guys.
It's amazing to have
Pleasure.
you. Wallah, yani, I'm so happy, so excited. We had Bliss already.
I know,
So now
I heard.
we get Diva Dee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first thing I'd like to tell you is congratulations for this amazing show, Dubai Bling.
Thank you so
I love
much.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what you guys did, I said it to Bliss, and I have to say it again. What you guys did is amazing. Yani, Bliss told me how it reached the world, and now you can tell me as well, because you were in New York. People yelled your name. People knew you. This was a surprise for you, yeah?
Yeah, like we were in New York and then people were like, Danya. I'm like, wait, is that my friend? Like, did I bump into someone I know? And I turn around, I'm like, I don't know this person. And she's like, I love you on the show. And I'm like, wow, like people in New York on the other side of the world, they know us by name. They knew me, Ibrahim, Marwan. It was insane. It was crazy.
You expected it?
صراحة لا.
صراحة لا.
Did not expect it at all. Like I knew in Dubai people would know the show because it's Dubai Bling, and like obviously if the name of Dubai is there, people in Dubai want to know about it. But I didn't expect, and we went to New York 3 days after the show came out. So in my head I'm like, there's no way people are going to recognize us. But like every time we'd walk down a road, they would stop us and like take pictures with us and talk to us and talk about like actual scenes that happened, what they felt about a certain character. So they were really invested into the show.
Amazing.
Which was
so interesting.
crazy.
Amazing to hear. I'm really looking forward to talking more about Dubai Bling. خلينا بس نحكي more about Danya right now. So Danya, أول شيء, like I would like to know, why did you choose the name Diva Dee? Why was that your nickname, you know, on Dubai Bling?
Okay, so basically the name Diva Dee started from my YouTube channel. So that's the first time that I used that.
Correct.
That name. And where it came from was I was in Sweden at a music festival with my friends, and the whole time, like it wasn't like the type of festivals we have in the UAE. You know, it was like a bit unorganized, or what, like it wasn't what we're used to. So I was being a diva based on my friends. So they named me Diva Dee. They're like, stop being a Diva Dee, like stop. You know, so I'm like, oh my God, I like that. Like it's very catchy. And then during that trip, I was filming travel vlogs. Like I was filming the whole going to Sweden, the festival, all of that. And I was actually filming it for Marwan because he had a YouTube channel. I didn't have a YouTube channel. So I said, listen, I'm going to film content for you and I'm going to give it to you and then you can put it on your channel. He's like, sure. So I filmed like 3 days worth of content. And then I came back, I gave it to him and he put it on his vlogs. Like 3 days worth of content, only 1 minute was on his video.
Oh, okay.
Which really upset me.
It pissed you off. 3 days of content.
تعبت. I got so tired. 3 days. I'm like holding the camera,
for
filming.
60 seconds.
For 60 seconds. Which is why I started my YouTube channel. It's inspired me. I'm like, okay, if you're not going to use, I have 3 days worth of content. I'm going to start my own YouTube channel and I'm going to use this content that I filmed and I'm going to start doing videos. So then I'm like, okay, what good name should I think of, like for my YouTube channel? I'm like, oh, they called me Diva Dee in this trip, Diva Dee. But that's how I started. And then with the 3 days worth of content, I did 4 videos. And I did one video. I finished I taught myself how to edit. It took me so long, like 6 hours to edit one video, which was like, I think it was 11 or 12 minutes. I don't remember. And then, so I would upload one video every week.
Wow.
Because I already had 4. So I'm like, okay, so now that I'm like in the خلاص يعني I'm 4 weeks ahead, let me start filming. So then I started filming. I wasn't getting, by the way, should I continue telling you guys? Because like your question was like, how did you do Diva Dee? I'm like telling you my life story.
Don't worry about it, بالعكس, go ahead, keep going.
So basically, so then I did that and I didn't get that many views. So I'm like, ليش يعني أنا تعبت and I edited and it took me 6 hours per video and like but I still kept going. Like Marwan kept telling me like you can't give up, you just have to keep uploading, be consistent and keep uploading. So every week I was just putting out videos every week, one video a week. And then there was this trend going around which was like the worst reviewed makeup artist trend. And I personally experienced this when I was younger. Like when we had like our family weddings or whatever, we'd go to like random salons and do our makeup. And they were so bad. No. Like I've seen my cousins like go and like come out crying from how bad the makeup is. Like they would change the way they look. So then when I saw this trend, I'm like, I've experienced this. Yes, like I know exactly. Like I'm just going to walk into a random hair salon and ask them to do my makeup and I'm sure it's going to be bad. Like because I experienced it. But then I went in, so I studied this trend. Do you want to know how?
I definitely want to know this trend and hear more about it. But akid most of the girls wouldn't do it. I feel.
Do what?
Go to the worst reviewed like makeup artist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel that they'd be too scared, يعني أو شيء for their face.
Yeah.
And I've seen a bit of the video.
You have? Yeah. It was crazy.
But tell me about the experience, يعني how يعني كيف تركتي حدا حط makeup and you know it's gonna
okay, so bad. Basically because I've experienced this before when I was younger, like when I was going to like weddings or whatever, I've had like really bad makeup done. So I know how it is, but I didn't like going into it, I knew it was going to be bad. But later, like I've done so many of these videos. Later, people like leave comments. They're like, "Do you know like you can get like skin infections and all that?"
Exactly.
So now, now people recognize me. But before they would recognize me, I would take like the Dettol sprays.
Yeah.
And before they start the makeup, I'm like, "Can I just spray your equipment?" And I would just spray it, and I'm like, "Okay, do your thing." And then they would just like do the makeup on me.
Was this before COVID? Yeah, I think much before COVID.
It was before COVID, but I also did some videos like 2 or 3 after COVID.
Oh, okay. Last spray Dettol, I'm sure no one used to use it. You know what I mean? Before, like the spray and the sanitizer.
Yeah, I'm like, let me just spray this. Yeah.
And that's how you started.
But basically, how my channel took off was I did this video, worst reviewed makeup artist, and it was trending. Everyone around the world was doing this. But I was studying the trend so much. Like I maybe watched, I don't know, all the videos, and I looked at what made sense to me. Like, what is funny? What is catchy? What is something different? So I got lucky that the makeup artist that I went to was so bad. That's like...
you got lucky that the...
I got lucky that she was so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm like, okay, I want people to hear my inner thoughts. So then I started typing like my inside jokes, what I felt. I started typing them and writing them. And the first person that saw it was Bliss. Like I showed him the video before I uploaded. He's like, "This is gonna be great."
This is gonna be a hit.
That's what he said. I'm like, "You think so?" I'm like, "I think I'll get like 2,000 views, 3,000." Because before I was getting like 50 views on my videos and stuff. I'm like, "Yeah, maybe I'll get 3,000 views. It'll be good for my channel." And then I uploaded that video and like. In 1 week, I was like at 20,000 views. Then the next week,
you see, it requires like one very good video. You just
need to,
keep going, not give up until that one good video.
And that's what made my channel. Like that one good video. Right now, it's almost at 10 million views, and that's what like people started subscribing to my channel. Then they're like, "We want more." So I'm like, "Okay, so this is what people want." And then I did more videos. And then that went viral. Then I did another video about my wedding. I did I pretended I was a bride, and I took my friends as my bridesmaids. And then we like did like this whole video. But alhamdulillah, till now I have like I think 10 viral videos.
Yeah.
So in 1 year, my goal was to get to 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and in 1 year I got to my goal.
It's more. It's 130.
Now it's
almost.
Now it's
like
and like overall on my channel I have like almost 25 million views.
Wow, that's fantastic. So that was like that's one of your business lines, how you started. That's even before Dubai Bling.
Oh yeah. And that's something, it's like interesting because a lot of people leave comments on my pictures or whatever. They have this perception that I don't make my own money, and I'm very I rely on my husband financially, but that's not true. Like I have my own stream of income. Like YouTube is a stream of income. I have my own investments. Like I make my own money, and I think people, it's sad that there's this concept. Oh, she's a pretty girl. She makes. I mean, No, but like, no, it's this concept. A pretty
yeah.
girl has nice things. For sure, a guy is spending on her. She's not making her own money, and it's sad. Like, we live in a time that people think that way because.
What's sad? It's that they think that way.
Yeah.
You know, but Anna, for me, I'm not saying that's the path to go. But even if a housewife decides she needs to be home to take care of the kids, raise
that's
them,
a job,
educate them, it's a full-time job.
And that's a personal decision that a wife decides.
And that even if the woman, she decides she wants to do this, if the people think, okay, she's married and she lives off of his money, it's sad that they think like this. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the woman has the right, you know, to work and be an entrepreneur and get her own money like you did, or if you want to sit in the house and
100%.
take care of the kids,
Definitely.
it's also not wrong.
then there's nothing wrong. But the point that I was trying to make was like, don't judge me before knowing me.
Of
like,
course.
people are judging me. Oh, what does she do? Like on Dubai Bling, because they don't really show.
Yes, we're getting
my
to
story.
that.
Yeah,
Yes, we're getting to that.
And that's exactly what we're doing today. You're sharing your story, and they're gonna know the amazing person you are.
Thank you.
Speaking of YouTube and like your YouTube channel, I think nowadays it's essential like to have social presence, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and it's also by extension very important to work with brands. Like you've worked with many brands like Bambini Fashions, Emirati Jewelry, Gucci, Gaffy Studios, and I can read way more. Do you think that brand endorsement is considered like your second line of revenue stream or income?
Absolutely. It is another stream of income. It's an opportunity. So when you, like, people underestimate the power of social media. Like someone that has like a certain following, they can get like whatever this brand has, like they can get them customers. And like it may be one person, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking in general.
Yeah.
Like one person that might have 10,000 followers, 10,000 genuine followers, maybe even 100 of these people, if they become customers of this brand, you know what difference it'll make for the brand?
Of course.
So absolutely, like it's something that people I keep going back to this show, like people underestimate the power of influencers or social media personalities.
Farhana showcases the importance of social media and what it can do in a way on the show.
Walid, she mentioned a very important point, and that's like having genuine fans.
Yes.
Can you tell us like a difference between like fans and viewers?
Good question. Fans and viewers. So fans, first of all, I don't like to call them fans. I like to call them my family.
Community.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, or my audience. Sometimes I say my audience. I don't like the whole concept of like fans. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I just don't like that. But so the family or the audience, these people that love you and love what you do. So whatever and they trust you, right? So if you promote like a skincare brand and you use it, they're like, okay, we love this person and she's using this. So if she's using this and she's showing us that it's good, that means she wants the best for us. So we're going to use that too. But you just have to, they have to have that trust towards the person. Then there's viewers. Viewers can be also your haters. You know, like they what sometimes on my stories, like maybe more than half of them are not even my followers. They just want to see what I'm doing, talk about my life. So you can't really differentiate between them. It's hard because they're all like so many people.
Yeah.
But you know who your real audience are. The people that like watch you, comment on what you do, ask you questions. Hey, I'm coming to Dubai. Where do you recommend I go? Like you build that trust with them.
Definitely.
And like in your triangle of revenue streams, we talked about the first two. What would be the third one? Is acting your third one?
Or now, are you exploring it even more after Dubai Bling?
Yeah, so you guys have a great question. Like, are you reading in my mind? Basically, after seeing myself on screen, on camera, like with Dubai Bling, I'm like, I think I want to pursue acting. Like, it's something that I felt that I could pursue. I'm saying it now on this podcast. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. But right now, that's something I am interested in doing for sure.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
And of course, at the end of the day, it's an interest. You have to explore it. And you'll have to see the difference between scripted and non-scripted, because now what you did is not scripted. It wasn't scripted.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll go ahead, try for a scripted type of show.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't like it, but of course you should always like follow what you like and try to see if you can get into it more.
100%.
If we go way back in time, not way, a bit back in time, how was your childhood? If you can tell me more about it. I believe you were born and raised maybe here. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. How was your childhood while growing up? Who were the closest people to you? Is it your family? Was it your friends?
So I grew up in, first of all, I'm Emirati.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Abu Dhabi. I was born and raised in Abu Dhabi. I'm the eldest child. And then I have 2 brothers and a sister. I had a great childhood. Like I'm very lucky to say that like my parents really were like involved in my life, took care of me. I mean, all parents take care of their kids, but like I felt like my parents were very present, and I think that's what made the person I am today. I feel like the confidence I have is because of the love my parents gave me, the attention they gave me growing up. I feel like if they weren't, I don't want to say good parents. It's hard to define what a good parent is or a bad, but they were there. They were always present. And whenever I needed them, they were there, and they always supported me. And I think that's what made me who I am today. And yeah, I think I always, alhamdulillah, I had a great childhood.
That's great to hear. But you said something important, that all parents are good to their kids, more or less. Definition of goods, or are there for their kids. But I see it that what you had, what also I had, is it's a blessing, because I believe it's not necessarily the case for everyone.
Yeah.
في عالم unfortunately بركي أهلهم ما بيهتموا زيادة فيهم. That's the unfortunate situation of the world. For having this beautiful childhood and people there next to you, especially your parents, it's a blessing. It's something 100%. We should look. Alhamdulillah, we had it.
Yeah.
But if you want to give me a memory like that really stands out from your childhood, it could be good or bad or happy or sad or something that makes you angry. عن جد يعني إذا بقول لك childhood أول شيء بيطلع براسك, what would it be?
I don't know.
You shouldn't think too long.
Well, the first thing that came to my head was kindergarten. Like, I loved my kindergarten. I don't know. I always remember the playground in my kindergarten. I remember my friends. I remember my teacher. I remember the hallway. I remember all these. I don't know. I had a great... That's the first thing. You said childhood. That's the first thing that came to my head. And the school that I went to was American International School in Abu Dhabi, ASA. And I was there from... when it opened in I don't want to say my age, in the 90s, it opened and I was in KG2. So I went to that school until I graduated.
Oh, wow.
So all my friends are my friends from childhood. I know that school, like it has a special place in my heart. So
where they you're now in Dubai full time, no? Not in Abu Dhabi.
No.
طب ما زالوا كان Dubai Bling, not Abu Dhabi Bling or something like
they didn't get upset. well after I got married, so I've been living in Dubai now for I think 8 years. So I've been married for 8 years, or 7 years, I don't know, I lost count, but like I've been living in Dubai for a while now. So Dubai Bling is my husband's city. Dubai is my husband's city.
Okay.
And it's my kid's city. So I guess like I'm part of it, but Abu Dhabi will forever be in my heart. Like that's my
Abu Dhabi is your heart.
Always. Yeah.
You mentioned that you had a great relationship with your parents and everything was fun and you always felt that they were there. But you also mentioned that you were the oldest sibling. Do you think you had some responsibilities in being this idol, this role model for your siblings, which by extension had your parents like invest in you trust-wise, responsibility-wise and love-wise, so you can transmit all these into your siblings?
Good question. You asked me hard questions.
I forgot what's younger. I was like, your siblings.
No, so okay, so this is interesting question, okay? I'll tell you why. Because it's me, I'm the eldest. Then I have a brother that's like, I think almost a year and a bit younger than me. And then I have twins that are 7 years younger than me. But I'm always the cool sister.
You're the cool.
So my brother, that's like a year and a half younger than me, he acts like more mature than I do because I don't know, like I'm always the fun sister that my siblings always want to talk to. They want to tell me all their secrets. I think I had like this jealousy towards my brother, the one that was younger than me, because I was always the center of attention with my parents. And then my brother comes along and he takes all the attention away from me. So I had this like jealousy towards him. So I didn't get along with him for a while. But now like I love him.
Of course.
And, like we're fine. It was just this
this
thing growing up.
When you
Sibling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
ما أنا كمان. And especially when they're close age, you know.
Yeah.
Like me and my older brother also. I'm the second. Me and my older brother أكبر مني بسنة ونص. We used to fight a lot, and it's like, I know you're older than me. Like that's how I used to see it. I know you're older than me, but it doesn't make you like you're my boss or you're responsible of me or something. You know, I always wanted to be the guy in authority in the room.
Oh my God, you're like my brother. I feel like you are my brother and I'm your older brother.
خلص. طب I need to meet your brother. I think he will
Yeah,
agree
I think
with
you
me.
guys will click. Yeah. What's your star sign?
I wanted to ask the same question.
Star sign
I
is
swear.
Scorpio.
بس قلت I don't want to.
Scorpio.
We're all connected.
His birthday, by the way, was
You're Scorpio as well?
last
No.
week.
Alhamdulillah, I'm not Scorpio.
الحمد لله أنا Scorpio.
I'm sorry, but Scorpio is like the worst
لا
star sign.
بالعكس أحسن
by
شيء
the way,
Scorpio.
I want to take a moment to wish you a happy birthday. We still didn't wish you a happy birthday on Heritage.
Thank
But
you.
we're
Happy
like,
It was a couple of days
Yeah,
ago.
it was a
my
couple of days.
God.
Thank you.
Happy
thank
birthday.
You. Thank you so much. I
So yeah, he's a
appreciate it.
Scorpio.
Okay.
Guess mine.
بس ما حبتني لأن Scorpio.
لا, I'm joking. I think Scorpios are great friends. But خلاص, I'm not gonna embarrass you on the podcast. On your own podcast, I'm not
بس
gonna embarrass
انتبه
you.
هلا في كتير عالم سكوربيوز عم
صح.
بيحضروا كمان.
No, I said they're good friends. Scorpios are very
Good
loyal friends.
عليك she's emphasizing friends so much. شكله طيب خلاص outside of the podcast to focus on your childhood.
لحظة, wait. We didn't ask him what his star
I
sign
told you,
is.
guess mine.
أنت, I think Sagittarius or Aries.
Sagittarius.
Woo!
Can I guess yours?
Yes.
Oof. Oof.
أنا بتعرف محافظهم كلهم to guess يعني صراحة.
But I can't believe I guessed the first time. Sagittarius.
قوية صراحة. Very good.
Maybe Aquarius.
No.
Taurus.
خلاص one last try bro.
شو؟
No, not Taurus.
It's Aries بس خلاص خسرت.
لا. Capricorn.
You know, I don't know anyone that's Capricorn. Maybe
Really?
one or two people. Yeah, that's why like I always take it out of the equation when I guess.
You know who's a Capricorn on the show? Ibrahim and Farhana.
Both of them.
Us three. We're all Capricorns.
أنا صراحة
Maybe
I
the
can't
stars are
really
aligned.
comment on that because I don't know what it means. I don't really follow these.
The thing about like star signs, I don't believe in the whole concept of, oh, you're a Scorpio, so in 2 weeks this is going to happen. I don't believe in that. But I do believe that certain star signs have personality traits.
Yes. أنا يعني أنا بعد ما قريت تاعيتي يعني والله they don't mean too much to me بس أنه once I was curious so I read it was okay maybe this applies to me maybe this applies to me.
بس هي the theory بس before we change subjects إنه هلا إذا بجيب لك مثل blind fold وبقريك أو لا سوري بغطي لك مثلا سكوربيو وبقريك شيء إيريز وبخبرك إنه أنت عم تقرأ سكوربيو بس أنت actually بتكون عم تقرأ إيريز كمان بحس indirectly you're gonna relate بكون أنا عم بقريك شيء تاني بس عم بقول لك عم تقرأ سكوربيو
بركة maybe
So,
potentially because معك حق باللي عم تقوله.
It's very generic.
Yeah, exactly.
When they explain it. Yeah.
It's like you filter what you want.
صح. That's true.
Back to your childhood a bit. This was a bit more. This was during university. Sorry بدي أقرأ هيدي لأن it's a bit long.
Okay.
يعني you studied at the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Scholars Program, and according to the official website, because I saw it, the program is an opportunity created by New York University Abu Dhabi, giving outstanding students 3 national UAE universities access to specifically designed courses. يعني you must have been super top حسب this criteria that's there.
Yeah. So basically, the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Scholars Program, it's a program that is from NYU Abu Dhabi, and they like have 3 courses, which is leadership, separation of church and state, and there's another one I don't remember. It was like I don't remember what the third one was.
It's fine.
So it's basically these 3 courses that NYU offers their students. But what this program does, it goes to the national universities in the UAE and they choose the top students in these universities. and they get them in this program. So I think in our class there was like 20 students. So I went to Zayed University in Abu Dhabi, and I was doing a minor in psychology and a major in international affairs. And before that, I was doing chemical engineering in Petroleum Institute.
You did chemical engineering, not psychology?
So I did chemical engineering for 2 years, and then I realized like.
So you switched majors.
Yeah, I changed majors, universities, everything. I'm like, this is not for me. I can't like study physics was so hard for me. So I'm like, I can't do it. So I went to Zayed University and I loved what I studied. So anyways, while I was in Zayed University, they were looking for like outstanding students to be part of the scholars program. And I applied and they accepted me, and it was like it wasn't easy to get in. There were so many interviews and so many tests and all that.
Tough.
Yeah, but it was beautiful because one of my professors was Professor John Sexton, which is the ex-president of NYU, New York. And he was teaching us about how in America there's a separation of church and state. So like the country, they separate between the religion and what the government. So we're studying like case studies, and it was such a.
It's an eye-opening subject, especially here in the Middle East. It's not usually applied. في pros and cons. يعني هون church is not separated from the state. Which
actually it is.
It is?
Yeah.
هون بالإمارات كمان?
Yeah.
Okay, but
well, I heard one of. I mean, I don't want to get into it because I don't want to say something I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But I think there is a separation.
Okay, I believe there is.
Yeah.
بس مثلا بلبنان, no way, ما فيها. Yeah, there's no separation.
Oh,
for us, like the prime minister should be Sunni, Muslim Sunni. The prime minister Muslim Sunni. The head of the parliament should be Shia, okay, Muslim Shia, and the president should be not only Christian but Maruni. So like
Maruni.
What's Maruni?
Maruni. There's Maronite. Maruni.
Yeah.
It's Maronite, sorry.
I've never heard
there's
that.
Maronite, there's Orthodox, there's Catholic.
I've never heard
So Maronite is very specific to Lebanon.
No comment, I don't know, like honestly.
What about Dirzi?
Raise your hand.
No,
but like who?
Dirzi because they're a minority in Lebanon. So like the majority is these three.
Yeah.
But the point is that like I don't like how it is. I don't think it should be that way, and it's not separated usually. It's not separated in Lebanon, at least. That's why it's a very eye-opening class. We should probably let our the people in charge right now of the country take this
maybe
class.
Maybe we'll get them on our podcast one day.
لا دخيلك بنجيبهم على البودكاست.
When we asked you what's your favorite memory while growing up, you mentioned kindergarten, and you were very fast in answering that. When I think about kindergarten, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think about innocence, I think about happiness, I think about no worries. Did this energy convert to your school experience? Were you always outgoing and like fun to be around in school, or were you maybe shy and like more introverted?
I think I was lucky because I was in that school since I was in kindergarten, so I had already built my friends group. And we stayed together until we graduated. So I never felt like I was the shy person. Like it was just we were all a big group of friends, and we just grew up together. And we're till this day we're still in contact. Like we have a group on WhatsApp, and we're all friends. And in Ramadan we meet up, and like we try like once or twice a year to like meet up. So I was never the shy. I played all sports in high school. I played basketball, volleyball, football. I was in all the sports team. I traveled to Cairo, to Kuwait, to Qatar, to Cyprus, all to play sports. Like I'm a
wow.
Yeah, I like in my last year, my senior year, I won the athlete of the year. So I'm very like I was. I love school. I loved my
sport?
school. Basketball. Like hands down basketball. And then even after I graduated from high school, I joined my university basketball team in Zayed University. First Petroleum Institute when I was doing chemical engineering, then Zayed University. And then after Zayed University, I joined the Benias Club. So I joined that for like a year and a half, and then it just didn't work out because different mentalities and all that. So, but I was very passionate about basketball. It was the sport that I loved.
But speaking about sports, not basketball, do you support anyone in the World Cup? Are you with a particular team?
What a hard question.
Bliss is with Argentina.
I'm with Saudi.
Yes, amazing answer.
Because
After they won.
they beat Argentina, right?
They were
Yeah.
amazing. They were
Amazing.
Yeah.
But do you have any other like preference or no? Not really. You don't follow
Portugal.
much. Portugal, yes.
Portugal.
Cristiano
Cristiano.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
They're playing
They're
in a bit.
playing in 5 minutes.
Oh, we should stop this right now.
La, this is
Take a
more.
break.
This is more important. I prefer talking with Danya. Portugal will see the highlights, or at least the second half.
Thank you.
Tabdi, if I want to ask you here, different type of question, like if I want you to highlight one weakness that you have, what might it be?
Okay, it's so weird, but like old men.
Old man?
When I see old men, I get sad.
Ah,
I don't
okay.
know why. Like I see old men and I don't know. I think they're so cute and like
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
haram. They break my heart. Like when I see like an older man working, I'm like, why you shouldn't be working? Like I don't know. I just they're my weakness.
Okay.
But was that the
I get
question
it.
or was it a different like?
Like I want to understand more maybe what can make you vulnerable, or what's something you would like to improve within yourself? A certain trait potentially.
Well, nothing, because I'm perfect.
أكيد
But no,
أكيد
I'm
you're
joking.
perfect.
No, of course, like, I think for me is to get to like a point in life that I'm content with everything, the ultimate level of happiness. I think that is what I would love, to always be happy.
Of course,
It's hard.
It's very difficult. Coming to the question, يعني, Anna, I would ask you, would you say that Danya is mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally fully content, happy, relaxed right now, or not fully, not 100?
Well, I am tired because I didn't sleep last night.
Of course.
But like in general in my life with what I'm going, like with what's happening for me, I think I'm like on the highest level of that I've ever been. Very, very happy, very content with my life, emotionally, spiritually. And I think if I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. Like I wouldn't be able to like manage my life, my kids, my YouTube channel, Dubai Bling, all the attention, doing this podcast with you guys. Like I think if I wasn't at that level, I would just stay in my house and not want to leave and be like, khalas, like shut down. But I think I don't know. I think I'm at a very good place in my life right now.
Okay. Yani you don't feel drained, alhamdulillah, or anything? And with
No,
everything
coffee, like you drink coffee. and,
Khalas,
like,
coffee.
Coffee's my best friend,
Yeah.
you know? I drink coffee and I
Yeah.
feel good. I'm fine.
Perfect.
Dee, you mentioned that if you want to reach this ultimatum of like happiness, or at least let's say peace in your life, of course we pass through bumps, we pass through challenges, we pass through failures. Can you walk us through your biggest failure up to date, and potentially how did you overcome it?
I don't know. I mean, of course I
Failure. Like everyone
Yeah.
faces failure.
Of course
Or
I
maybe
mean,
a setback.
okay, I'll tell you what it was. It was actually when I was in university. It's such a stupid example, but it's the truth. When I was doing chemical engineering, like my whole life, I was like always the smart kid. Like I did IB in high school, which is like international baccalaureate, where like all the smart kids do it. So then I did chemical engineering, and like I did it for 2 years, and like I felt I gave 2 years of my life, and then I just said I can't do this anymore. Like that was, I think, a big failure for me. Like that, I just said I can't, and I had to do university all over again, and then do a whole new subject, you know. So for me, it felt like I failed, but I feel like everything happens for a reason.
You learn from it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you became more mentally strong because like you were put in a situation not many people were put in, like do 2 years of uni and then you have to repeat same things. So definitely I feel like this of course, like the grass is greener on the other side. Maybe you failed in this, but on the longer run you've been put in situations not many people has been put in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And back a bit, I want to talk about your social media presence. You know, of course, when you start a new endeavor or when you start a new journey, sometimes, especially when the lights are on, when the cameras are on, some personalities evolve to the better and to the worse. I want you to please walk us through how did your personality evolve with you being present on social media, and especially with this talk of the town, the evolutionary show that just happened with Dubai Bling.
Okay. great question, but tell me exactly what the question is.
How did your personality evolve?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel you changed, you know, after being on YouTube and after being on Dubai Bling? Like, so go back from this moment to that moment right
like
now.
how I've evolved on camera, you mean?
No, not directly on camera.
Okay, maybe
Personally
if I phrase it,
yourself.
how did social media amplify your personality?
Okay, so I'll tell you why I'm struggling to answer this question.
Sure.
Because on camera and off camera, I'm exactly the same person. So I don't know how to answer the question. For example, when I look at my first YouTube videos, I realize like, oh, maybe I'm not smiling enough on the camera, or I'm shy, or, you know, maybe like, and then I see myself on Dubai Bling, and I've seen how I've evolved, like from being the shy girl on camera and not being comfortable talking. You know how many times like I had to edit to like being where I am now? Maybe that's how I evolved. But like personality-wise, I've always been the same person, because for me, like my parents have raised me never to lie. Like I never lie. حتى يعني to the point that like if I don't like you, I'll tell you I don't like you.
Yeah.
It might hurt your feelings, but I can't lie and tell you I like you. Like this is the person I am, and this is how my parents have raised me. It's hard for me to go on camera and lie about who I am and act like I'm someone else, because it's not me. So I've been real 100%, like on camera and off camera. It's the same person.
So from before you were on YouTube and Dubai Bling till now, you would say you're still like the same person.
100%.
Staying real to
Which
yourself.
is what you want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You mentioned on your stories, you've been receiving lots of hate messages, lots of attacking slurs potentially that could hurt a person, any person really. How do you handle these messages? What do you feel when you receive them?
Yeah. So it's a good question. Basically, I've received hate before Dubai Bling because of YouTube. So I had one YouTuber, a Spanish YouTuber. She's like known. She did a whole video insulting me in Spanish.
Oof.
Yeah, I had to get my friend to translate the whole video for me. And then she like was talking about one of my videos, and then she got all of her followers to come to my video and write all hate comments in Spanish. So I had to like in the comment section. So I had to like translate what they're saying, and it was insane. And that was during the first time I got COVID, which was before there was even vaccine. So it was like a really hard time for me. So that was my first hate experience, and it was hard. I cried, like I really cried, and I was really upset, and I'm like, oh my god, I have COVID, and like this is happening, what's going on? Like it was a really low point in my life. So I feel like it actually made me stronger. So when Dubai Bling happened and I started getting hate, because you get love and you get hate.
Of course.
I think everyone gets that. So I didn't cry, you know, because I've been through that before. I didn't cry, but it hurt me, you know, like I got really upset because I'm like, I was being so real on the show, like I was being myself, and people hate me, like, wow, you know, like it's hard. But then it's been like out now for a month, the show. I've learned to embrace the hate comments, and like my manager Kiana said to me, she said that basically the hate comments, look at them like they're not people. You know, just look at them like bots or whatever they are. Like, don't look at them as humans, because what human talks like that anyways, right? But look at the people that send you love like real humans. So the people that send me love, I respond to them. I send them voice notes. I send them hearts. Like I have that human interaction online with them. You know, I talk to them. But the hate, whatever you hate, it's fine. Like I feel sorry for you. You know, it doesn't bother me anymore. And the reason why I posted it on my story, like you mentioned, was because I know a lot of people go through bullying.
Yes.
Especially in school, especially online. Like, I wanted them to know that someone that is on Dubai Bling, which is like one of the biggest shows right now in the world, is still getting hate. So if you're in school and like there's a girl or a boy picking on you, don't think that someone that's like successful and the whole world is talking about them, they're not getting bullied either. Like we're all in the same boat. So I think it was more
awareness.
I did it for awareness. I wanted, if any of my audience or my followers or my fans or my family or whoever is watching, I want them to know, like, you're not alone. I'm going through this as well. But this is how I deal with it, you know? Like, I make it a joke or, you know?
Definitely. I
Yeah.
mean, first of all, very wise words from Kiana. You should always remind her that. Focus on the positive, you know, because you are receiving lots of love. You know, at the end of the day, people are still going to be there reflecting the hate that they put on themselves. They're reflecting it on you. They're putting it back on you. That's what I believe, at least, you know. If someone hates himself, they will share this hate with other people.
Yeah.
So I don't see the underlying benefit of it. But I hope هلا في people out there, but has it ever impacted you, gave you anxiety? Does it impact mental health? Or alhamdulillah you manage it well and you don't face these type of situations?
It did in the beginning, because I wasn't used to, like, I had YouTube, but it was like it would happen for like a month and then it would go. But this is constant. So every weekend the hate comments increase, or like the comments in general increase, love and hate, because every weekend everyone's off, so they sit down, they watch the show, they binge watch the show. So I know, like, weekend I prepare myself mentally, like, listen, you're about to get a lot of hate. It's coming. And then I forgot what your question was. How do I deal with it يعني؟
لا أنا خلص اللي بدي بس اختمها يعني أقول إنه many of my friends watched the show. You were one of the favorite,
thank you,
if not the favorite characters in the episode and in the show. So all the hate, we should just ignore them and focus on the positive.
Yeah. And since we're talking about like how you struggled at first with the hate comments, and I feel like it was a low point in your career.
What was a low point?
Like dealing with hate and with all these negativity coming from people. Like, of course, it's a low moment because, as you mentioned, it's like the first thing that has ever happened to you in terms of like not receiving love and feeling like you're this under pressure and you're being yourself, authentic, original, and you're still receiving hate. Are there any other low moments in your career that you've passed through?
Career or life in general?
Yeah, in general.
Career.
Yeah, so not about like social media or whatever, like something like a low point in my life was when I was pregnant with my first child, Zayed, and someone from my immediate family was sick, very sick. And I had a very hard pregnancy. Like, I was in the hospital every week, like because I was vomiting and like I couldn't keep food in. So like the emergency, they knew me. The emergency, oh, you're back, okay, let's just put the IV drips for you or whatever. So I was already at a very low point in my life by like going through the pregnancy, and then someone that was really close to me was really sick. So that was the lowest point of my life.
Definitely, it's difficult. يعني خاصة with the pregnancy, if someone is sick, it's difficult for sure. You managed it. What would you say is something that you fear from happening? شيء بتخافي منه يجي بالمستقبل?
What is something I fear? Obviously, like, it's the obvious that I think everyone has. Losing a loved one is like one of my biggest fears. I think everyone has that.
That's the next question. Have you ever experienced loss?
Yeah. So I lost my grandmother, Allah yarhamha.
Allah yarhamha.
Thank you. I think it's 5 years ago. And I lost her when my son was 5 months old.
Wow.
So she never met my son. And it was like, she was like my mom. Like, she was my second mom. She was always like around me, and I loved her so much. And I think I was her favorite grandchild, to be honest. Like, we had a beautiful bond, me and my grandma. So when she passed away, it was like the first person that was the closest to me that I lost. So it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, till today, I miss her. Like, I always think about her and I miss her. And like, I still don't believe that like my grandma passed away.
What was your fondest memory of her?
Like, always, like, when I'd come back home and I would just like sleep on her lap and she'd like play with my hair. Yeah. Are you gonna make me cry?
لا خلاص. Allah yarhamah.
Thank you.
I'm sure يعني from above she's seeing Zayed.
Yeah, I know
your
she
daughter.
is. I know she is. Yeah.
أكيد losing يعني grandma is very very difficult. أنا recently كمان not too recently بس كمان 5 years ago I lost my grandpa. I didn't have other grandparents, so it was And my first two grandparents from my dad's side, they died while I was young, so I didn't meet them. So I only had them two, and I was also very close with my grandpa. Losing someone is definitely very, very difficult.
Yes, and I'm sure that you have a lot of people in your life that love you so much and that surround you and give you the support that you need. Who are like the most important people right now in your life?
My mom and my dad.
They are, yeah?
100%. Like, if I have all the haters in the world, and if my mom and dad are proud of me, I don't care about anyone else. As long as my mom and dad are proud of me, that's the most important thing to me. And yeah, that's like Dubai Bling. They're like, we're proud of you. You defended your friends. You stay true to yourself. And that's like, if my parents told me like, we're not proud of you, that would break my heart. Like, I would break down if they said that. Like, if the whole world loved me and my parents were not proud of me, I would break down. But the fact that
they're supporting, يعني إن شاء الله الكل يزعل بس أهلك يضلوا مبسوطين منك. You'll be fine, you'll be strong, you'll be okay.
It's such a great story, لأنه when we were talking about your childhood, you mentioned that your parents were the number one thing in the world, and like they used to trust you and invest in you and everything. And now, 7 years later, when you're on one of the biggest shows currently and doing your thing and being successful, you also refer back to them as being the most important people in your life. 100%. So having the stability and this consistency
in your life is very important. فهلا to move a bit to Dubai Bling اللي بعد ما كتير حكينا عنه. إذا عايزة تشربي مي, by the way, please do feel free.
I'm good. Thank you. What is it gonna get like? Are the questions gonna get intense now?
لا
drink
we'll have to wait and see.
Real.
لا بالعكس هلا questions هيك more fun يعني كانوا قبل هيك more يعني deep asking about
Oh, and then there's something I need to mention.
Mention it, please.
I have a master's degree.
Okay.
Yeah,
amazing.
so I'm like actually smart. Like, people don't know that on the show, but I'm like.
But Anna, that's what I highlighted. يعني you were selected for a very, very good program.
Yeah.
وبعدين the question that I was gonna highlight, until you mentioned it يعني recently, Dubai Bling, okay, and you were supposed to be the +1 of DJ Bliss, but then they realized who Diva Dee is, and they wanted to put you in the spotlight more.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they couldn't give the entire background. So what would you have liked, to be showcased on Dubai Bling that was not?
I think one was the fact that like my biggest job in life is being a mother. Like I'm like my kids are my life. So I like that they didn't show. Fine. Another thing they didn't show is that like I mentioned, I make my own money. I have my YouTube channel that is a stream of income. I have my endorsements. I have my investments. I have my own lines. Like, I have things that I've built for myself that I'm proud of that they didn't show. People have this misconception that whatever I have is from my husband. I'm not financially dependent on my husband. So that's something they didn't show. Another thing is the fact that I'm highly educated. I got my master's in project management, and I'm planning on doing my PhD in January. So I'm applying for.
You're gonna do a PhD in January.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
with everything going on, come in PhD.
Yeah, because that's something that
education.
Like I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to do my PhD, and regardless of me having Dubai Bling or whatever success I have, this is a goal that I've had since I was a child, and I promised my parents that I was going to do it, and I want to do it for myself first, and also I want to make my parents proud.
I really hope season 2 they will
exactly
you will be more on the spot
and like learning and development.
Although you were a lot يعني be careful. You had a very big share يعني, but to know more about you.
Yeah. And I think it's important to talk about these things.
Of course.
Because this new generation, I don't know how important they think education is. They might think like, oh, like, I don't know, Elon Musk didn't go to university, so like we can be successful. But no, education is really important.
Akid.
And like, regardless of you, maybe you might not use the degree, but the whole concept of learning something new that like challenges your mind to explore different things, that teaches you like in about life, and I don't know, it's just you question things. When you learn to question, you learn to use your brain, and you don't follow the crowd. I think it's very important to encourage like the younger generations to actually educate themselves.
And that's the right word, you know, educate yourself.
Yeah.
There's different forms of education, and that's what I believe. There's so much information online. بس أكيد يعني going to college is important, school. But I think school systems need to be updated, you know.
100%.
They're a bit يعني they're the same way. يعني أنا there's a very famous picture teaching schools in 1800s حدا عم بيعلم على اللوح والتلاميذ قاعدين ونفس الشيء هلا بعدها بس انه integrate a bit more technology, which is happening by the way.
Yeah.
شوف كتير صفوف كتير مدارس عم بيعملوا more of tailored classes, كمان integrating technology, which should happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned because أنا وين بالي هلا وليد إنه the things that people misunderstood about you, at least بالشو, but something that was very obvious, and was very clear to all of the eyes that the people were watching, that the people that were watching, is your amazing outfits.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Super
So
amazing.
the question here is,
Thank you.
where did your passion for fashion stem from?
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my parents. My
Bismillah.
mom used to dress me up in like the weirdest stuff, and I would always stand out like from the other kids. Like she put like a weird thing on my head, and I'm like, yeah, mom, like I love it. You know, it's such a vibe. And then like she used to put like cool socks on me. So it started from my mom like trying different styles on me, and I liked the fact that I would stand out from the other kids. So I think that's where I got my eye for fashion. And like growing up, whatever was in trend, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do the complete opposite. I want to do something that
But still looking good. Very
still
good.
look good.
Yeah.
You know, still look good, but be fashionable in what I believe
In
is
your
fashion,
way.
in my way. Some people might not like my looks, but I like my looks, and I love my looks.
That's the most important thing.
And that's the most important thing, exactly. And I feel confident. You have to feel confident whatever you wear. As long as you feel confident, you're good.
Yeah, definitely agreed.
And speaking of Dubai Bling, another figure, another celebrity, another star that was present in the show was say it,
Bliss.
DJ Bliss. How did you guys meet?
Okay, so DJ Bliss, my husband, we met. He was working in Dubai TV.
Yeah.
And I had someone that was related to me that was also working in Dubai TV. So she just introduced me like, this is Marwan, my friend, whatever. Like, it was just an introduction. Then another friend in Abu Dhabi that was mutual friends with me and him. So he also introduced us. And we were just like a group of friends. We're just hanging out together and stuff. And then I felt that Marwan liked me, but I didn't take it seriously.
He said the opposite.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said
of course he's going to say
he felt
that.
you liked him.
Oh my God.
And he
You
said,
believe him?
and
Do you-
he said you're gonna
I
say the
believe you.
same.
Yeah, and he said
You know how many
and he
girls
said
like
you,
him?
And you
Like,
said
why didn't you go with the other
he
girls?
said you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
He
what?
said, he
That
predicted
you're
it.
gonna say that like no.
He was the one looking at you.
Yeah.
Although he said you were the one staring at him for 15 minutes.
Bob, 15 minutes?
Not 15 minutes.
Oh
not
my
15 minutes,
God!
not-
What? I have to watch his podcast.
Yeah.
No, like obviously there's so many girls that love him. Like he has fans.
Of
Why didn't he
course.
marry them? The reason why he was attracted to me is because I wasn't interested.
أيوة.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like in my head, I'm like, there's no way my parents are gonna accept a DJ. Like, it's not something common in the Arab world, you know, that a girl would marry a DJ. It's not common. So in my head, I'm like, and he's a DJ. I'm like, Akid, he's a player. Like, it's not gonna work. I wasn't even thinking. But then when I got to know him as a person, I'm like, wow, he's like so down to earth. He values his family. Like every Friday, he would like go to his family's house. And like he had so many like values and morals and all that I'm like, I respect him as a human, like as a person, whatever. And then once he was like, hey, have you been to the metro? It was like when the metro was in Dubai. I'm like, no, I've never been. He's like, you want to go? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go to the metro. So we were going to the metro, and then at the metro, while we're waiting for the metro to come, he's like, hey, so I was wondering, like, if I want to marry you, like, what is the process with your family? That's how he asked to marry
So
me.
casual.
That's how he
In
asked.
the metro, he
And
proposed.
I knew him 3 months, only 3 months, when he asked me this. And I'm like, wait, like in my head, I'm like, did this guy just propose to me? Like what just happened?
What a guy, Bliss.
Seriously. And then I told him, I'm like, either you call my dad or your mom calls my mom. And then he's like, okay, give me your mom's number. And like in my head, I'm like, wait,
Is he joking?
Is he joking? I'm like, okay, sure. And then I sent him my mom's number, and then his mom called my mom like the next day or that week. And I was still in university. So I had 2 years to graduate, and my parents said, she's not ready to get married right now. You need to wait until she graduates, and then we can talk about it. So I had these 2 years to get to know him. And
which is good.
I know his family, like his mom met up with my mom. We went as a family to his house, and his family came to our house. So we built that relationship, I was lucky to be able to do something like that, because I got to know him and know his family, and I realized this is the person that I want to be with. And we think alike, we have the same values, so alhamdulillah, it worked out. But what he told you is not true. Like it is not true at all.
But you know what's also funny? The way he said it and the way she said it.
Yeah.
نحطهم سوا من difference. بس لا الحمد لله يعني both of you are amazing, great
Thank you
personalities,
so much.
great people, وإن شاء الله تتهنوا for always together. But a funny question I'll leave to Maher to ask is, or I'll ask it myself. At the wedding, you said there was only 50 people you knew out of the 600. Why did he get all of the invites?
It's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault.
It's our moms. He knew probably 50 people, and I knew 50 people. The rest was his mom's guest list and my mom's guest list. That's how it works in local weddings. The moms are the ones that invite like the family, the extended family, their friends, their neighbors. Like, because the thing about here is when two people get married, they want to invite everyone, so everyone knows that these two people have come together. So if you see them out in public, they're like, wait, what's going on? They know that these two people are married. That's like the whole concept.
Perfect. A question: is healthy love turbulent or stable?
Stable.
Stable.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
I agree with
Consistent and stable.
Yeah. I think turbulent love drains lots of energy that maybe you could put it somewhere else as well, to grow your career, to focus on your kids.
100%.
Yeah.
We asked DJ Bliss to describe you in a word. So I think it's only a matter of time before we ask you the same question. If I hand you a pen and a paper, how would you describe DJ Bliss in one word or one sentence?
Oh my God.
Or maybe a poem, because I literally told him
A poem?
A poem?
I mean, he wrote a song.
That's what he described me? Oh my God, you're right.
I don't remember the exact words, so you'll have to watch the episode.
Okay, so describe him in a word.
Word or a
sentence.
Small, short sentence, whatever. Or you can say...
whatever you find suitable.
He's our rock.
A rock.
Of our family. He holds us like he really is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect word.
Yeah.
And as the first Emirati, on Netflix reality TV, how do you feel, and how does your family feel about it? Your parents were happy. Did your kids watch the show? Did they watch you on the show? How was their reaction?
So my kids watched the first episode. I put it on for them to watch, and they were bored in the first 5 minutes. They were not interested. They're like, can you just play the cartoon now? Like, we don't want to watch
They're
this.
too young.
They're too young.
How old are they?
They're 4 and 2.
Yeah.
Thank you. They weren't interested. They thought it was so boring.
And how do you feel the Emirati community reacted? Because you're Emirati, you would know more than...
Yeah, so honestly, doing the show, I was very nervous of the reaction I was going to get from the community. But surprisingly, I've been getting so much love and so much support from the Emirati community.
It's so beautiful to hear that, Anjad.
That's honestly one thing that makes me so happy. Like my parents, obviously that they're proud of me, and then the community, because they were the ones that I was actually worried about. Because it's something new. It's not something... I'm the first Emirati female that's on Netflix. On a reality show. It's a lot of pressure.
Huge
and
pressure.
And it's regardless of me, I always say I don't represent anyone. I represent myself. I think I don't even represent my husband. He doesn't represent me. Everyone I feel represents themselves. But being the first, you already have that pressure on you, regardless of you wanting to represent or not representing. So it's a lot of pressure.
Definitely.
But I've been getting a lot of love.
It's super nice to hear, because Anjad, we recently had a guest, and we were talking about this topic. Maryam Faris is the one who did the clip. She did a clip for the World Cup, and she's Lebanese, and she's been receiving lots of critics, although she was with Nicki Minaj, and who was the other artist as well?
J Balvin?
I think
Or Maluma. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but like huge stars فأنه yes, you can criticize her, but it's nice to see your people supporting you. يعني, although yes, there might be some points to criticize, but always push your own to succeed, to reach new heights, because Anjad, it's not easy nowadays. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
And I feel like you enjoyed the love even more because you were authentic to yourself, and you said like you were yourself. So when someone shows you love, you're 100% sure that they're loving the real me.
Yes.
Okay. So
Exactly.
back to the authenticity part of things. You recently mentioned in an interview that you were your true self. Does it come with some regrets regarding anything that happened in the show? Do you think that you would change anything regarding this subject?
Do I regret anything from the show?
Yeah.
Would you change anything you did during the show?
Subject.
Absolutely not.
Nothing. Yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
I don't believe in regrets. I feel like
Perfect.
everything happens for a reason, and everything. I don't regret anything. I really don't in life, because I think everything happens for a reason. There's a lesson to be learned. I don't know what it is, but everything happens for a reason.
And have you been like receiving, I don't know, feedback? Was it your fault or Zeina's fault, or what has been the general perception?
There's a divide.
There's a divide?
Yeah, there's a divide. Some people think I'm wrong, and some people think she's wrong.
Really?
Obviously, I think I'm not wrong.
I saw the TV part.
What do you think?
Sarah, I think you putting the cup on her table,
Yeah.
you pissed her off.
Okay.
But she threw 100%, she threw the coffee.
Yeah.
She threw the coffee,
Yeah.
1000%.
But did I pissed her off by putting the cup, but did I deserve that?
No, you did not deserve that. I mean, you were coming with I forgot his name, Ibrahim. So you're coming with Ibrahim, you were helping your friend. I think that's something admirable. I don't think you were there to make the situation worse. On the contrary, you just were there to support your friend, which you did. I think Ibrahim, although عن جد he seemed ما عمل شيء بهالقصة كلها يعني عرفت انه he was كتير عادي, but the way he approached her and he was like, I'm gonna buy your company.
Yeah.
I mean that was big. And that really ticked her off. وبعدين انه خلص بدها تفش خلقها بشيء. You were the closest. and شو بدها تعمل لإبراهيم?
Yeah, that's true.
But again, Zeina's a very nice personality as well. I liked her. She has her own traits. Both of you, of course, conflict happen any day in life with many people. But I hope رجعتوا حكيتوا صار شيء تصالحتوا أو you cannot say أو ما بعرف.
No, I can say we're not friends.
Oh, you're not friends.
No.
Okay. بتحسي بركي معقول يرجع تحكوا بعدين إذا رجع بليس حاول أو شيء أو
I don't think he's gonna try. I don't think Bliss is gonna try.
He already tried once. I mean, he's not gonna try twice.
No, I think when he went to see her in the office, I think there's this also misconception that everyone thinks he went to apologize because he
لا هو he did not. He went to يفهم الوضع ويشوف إذا في to help in any way. أنا that's what I perceived.
Yeah.
بس I hope يعني هيك تقدروا ترجعوا بركي تحلوها. يعني لازم تقعدوا اثنيناتكم.
Never say never.
I mean
right?
ما كان
you never know.
ما كان في مشكل كبير بين لوجين و فرحانة. Exactly. اجا ابراهيم حلها. هلا ابراهيم هون عم كبر هون حل مشكل من هون فتح.
That's funny. That's a good point. But like I just want to also say another thing. Like on the show you see that like I defend Farhana when I feel like ياسين يطلبونها and they're saying mean things about her. I'm going to defend Farhana. Ibrahim, when he told me what they did, and so I wasn't there, but he told me what happened. So I went and I defended him, and then so if I'm gonna defend other people, you think I'm not gonna defend myself?
Of course you should.
If someone's gonna try to throw coffee at me, you don't think I would like? I love myself. and I am very confident. You don't think if I would defend someone that isn't myself, of course I'm going to go 120% to defend myself. So if she's trying to throw coffee on me, I'm not going to let
totally
her.
tried, yeah.
I'm not going to let her do that. And that's exactly like
لا 100%
what happened.
طب other than Ibrahim or Bliss, obviously, who do you think is the closest person to you in the show?
I would say Farhana.
Farhana.
Yeah.
She's a cool person as well.
She's cool. Yeah. We hang out. She's chill, like very
Definitely.
laid back. She doesn't have like this
I'm not gonna say a word. I don't want to say any bad word,
yeah,
so it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
perceived that
She's
I'm saying
chill.
it about.
She's chill.
Yeah.
She's very chill. I also like LJ a lot.
Yeah.
She's an interesting person and she's sweet.
She's sweet. Yeah.
Very sweet. I can't say the same for the rest.
And as these
Lujane Amran's
Lujane
so
Amran.
Wow.
I love her.
She's amazing.
Yeah, Lujane Amran. I would
she's
love
like,
to meet her. She's like the godmother, I feel, or something.
She's
like
the role model. She's
Yeah.
the ultimate like person that everyone should be like. She's amazing. She's so sweet.
But she put on such a strong, personality and very loving person. ما يعني ما حسيت انه هي عندها هيك مشاكل، يعني ما شفنا her vulnerabilities، عرفتي كيف؟
Yeah.
يعني
Well, you did in the beginning when she was standing on the.
Oh yeah, that's in the beginning.
Yeah, she was crying when she was standing on the
Yeah.
nails or something.
Yeah, but I think it wasn't maybe emphasized enough what she has been through in life, how she got where she got today.
Yeah.
That part maybe.
They didn't focus on that. You're right.
Yeah.
But she's very inspiring. Like she's worked
مليون
really
بالمية.
hard to
مليون
do what
بالمية.
she's done.
She's an inspiration, of
For
course.
sure. Yeah, to a lot of women.
Definitely.
And like as these examples obviously demonstrate, how was the overall experience?
It was great. You know, because regardless of the outcome of this reality show, at least I can live my life saying I've done a reality show. And I feel like that's how I like to live life. I like to experience everything. And at least I can say that I've done a reality show.
أكيد. And هلا, if you want to give just a couple of advice for people out there, let's say for vloggers to begin with, what's your number one advice for them? How would they start? How would they hopefully succeed one day like you did?
So my number one advice is don't give up. Even if you have like 1 view or 2 views, keep uploading, be consistent. Take advantage of your family and your friends and like share as much as you can your videos on different social media platforms. Even if you have 10 followers, that's 10 views. So don't, and everyone has an interesting story to tell. Don't think that, I live on a farm and my life is boring. No one wants to watch my YouTube videos. I want to watch your YouTube videos if you live on a farm.
It's unique.
It's unique. It's different. So I think that's something that people should realize. And I think video content is the future.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And then my next question, what are your future plans, objectives? You said acting potentially. Is there anything else you're looking into?
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this.
You can tell us.
Exclusive.
You can tell us later if you want.
On the show, you're going to see if there is a season 2.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's a season 2. So I'll tell you, me and Ibrahim are planning on opening like a coffee shop together.
Super cool.
Yeah, so that's like something that we're working on. I'm working on like some stuff that I can't talk about until it's finalized.
Maybe you can tell us privately.
Yeah, off the podcast.
Off screen.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And additional questions before we move into our last segment of today's episode. If you could be remembered for one thing in life, what would it be? And by extension, like, what's the legacy you want to leave behind you?
I think another thing that they didn't touch on Dubai Bling, or which in general, is that I'm very passionate about climate change.
Really?
Very passionate.
Very interesting.
And if they told me, you can be the most famous person or we can fix the problem of climate change, I would say fix the problem of climate change. I don't care about fame. And I think one of the parts of me trying to succeed and be a known figure is to raise awareness on climate change. A lot of people are doing it, but like a way I'm giving back is I'm a pescatarian, so I don't eat meat or chicken, and
really?
That's how I like lower my carbon footprint as an individual. And I try like on my social media to raise awareness on climate change and how important it is. And I think one thing I want to be remembered is she did something for this,
Impactful.
for the universe, or for our environment, or for our planet. Like, because regardless of what you're like, whatever rights you believe in, women rights, child rights, or whatever rights you believe in, if you don't have a planet, then what's the point of having all these rights?
You can't live.
Yeah, so the number one thing that I think people need to really care for is the planet, because if we go at the pace we're going, I don't think we're going to have a planet in like 30, 40, 50 years.
Allah يعيننا
Yeah.
ولادنا.
The next generation. Yeah.
Yeah. And if your 18-year-old self walks into this room, what one advice would you give her?
I'll definitely tell her to use less concealer, because I used to put a lot of concealer at 18. I'll tell her to use sunblock, because I never used sunblock, and now I realize that you should use sunblock. I know, like, in a serious note, I would just tell her, like, don't worry, like, you're gonna be good, like, you got this.
Keep believing in yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing talk.
I mean, Anjad, thank you, Akil. It was fantastic. We have this last part. We're gonna ask you some questions, like who is most likely to, about the Dubai Bling cast.
Okay, cool.
The first one, who is most likely to from the members, obviously, to disappear for a year, like just suddenly disappear?
I don't know why. I think LJ.
LJ, yeah.
I don't know why. I just feel like LJ would just disappear.
I feel it takes same way. خلاص she wants to cut out دغري بتختفي.
Yeah.
وبعدين بترجع كأنها شي صار.
Yeah.
طيب, who is most likely to tell a joke that gets them into trouble?
Obvious, Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. I swear I told you before, I told him before the show she's gonna say Ibrahim.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Who is most likely to be the office gossip? يعني أكتر شي بينحكى عنه. أو عنه.
Zeina.
Zeina.
Right?
Zeina? It can be her.
I would think Zeina.
Yeah. One more for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is most likely to get kicked out of a theater?
Ibrahim.
I would say Bliss. I don't,
really?
Would he stay in a theater, like chill? And I feel بدي خلقه بtheater. Would he want to leave, or am I wrong?
But how did he get kicked out?
No,
I'm
you
not
said
sure.
kicked out.
Kicked out.
Yani for doing something. Ibrahim, I'm sure he's going to do something crazy in the theater and they'll kick him out.
Yeah, okay. Jumping to our fifth question. Who is most likely to cheat on a test and get caught?
That's funny.
ما فيهم كلهم يكونوا إبراهيم.
لا. Ibrahim would not get caught.
Ibrahim would not get caught.
Yeah. I would say Farhana.
Farhana.
Probably Farhana.
Probably something she would do.
Yeah.
طيب, who is most likely to lock themselves out of the house?
Me.
You?
I've done it before, so probably me.
Who's most likely to say something inconvenient on a first date?
معروفة.
Ibrahim.
No, Lojane. Lojane.
Oh, legit?
During the
LJ?
first episode, like with
the
Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that episode was hilarious. يعني. At first, I was like, come on, Lojane, be a bit nicer. يعني.
She was so mean to
إيه
him.
إنه جابك بطيارة وهليكوبتر. عادي إنه سيري شوي. يعني. مع إنه I get maybe she's used to this lifestyle, that's why. But later, in the later episodes, I know I saw who she is. يعني. But from that episode on its own, I was like, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And finally, the last question. Who's most likely to wake up with a tattoo?
Oh, wow. Okay, I don't know. LJ?
Allah, potentially. But by the way, Chris, does he have tattoos?
I don't know. I don't know him that well.
Chris, Fade, and Brianna, you weren't that close to them.
I don't know them I don't know them that well. So.
Okay. But you saw them on the show, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't see. I don't think they have tattoos. Maybe Brianna has. I don't know.
Yeah. So LJ is the answer.
LJ, I know she has tattoos. I've seen them.
Okay. So that's why LJ.
Yeah.
Diva Dee.
Diva Dee, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
you were
thank you so
amazing.
much.
You're amazing.
Thank
we love you
you.
so much. Thank you
I
for
love you
coming.
guys too,
Thank you for
really.
coming on
Thank
the
you.
show. Wallah, it means a lot to us. and we really enjoyed it. We know
Such
you had
a fantastic episode.
amazing. I know you had a long day. I hope this was a nice place, you know,
It
to
really
relax,
was. It really
calm
was.
your nerves and enjoy it.
You guys almost had me crying. Almost.
Almost. Sit your grandma. Allah yarhamah.
Yeah, almost. You guys, it was a great podcast and like interview. I really enjoyed it. Really.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's
Much
say our finishing
appreciated.
sentence. Always have a higher take. Can you say it with us?
Always
Have a higher take.
You look
Okay.
at the
To
camera.
this camera.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Always have a higher
higher
take.
take.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you,
Cheers.
Diva Dee.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so
Of course.
much.
It was
Our
amazing.
pleasure.
Thank you.